As a parent, how do you censor your kids' media and like movie choices? Like, how do you just say no? You can't watch that.
They won't know about it unless.
True, because
all right, let me touch the fake bottom screen.
Goodness gracious.
But I was about to say my parents didn't let me watch like Jaws. They didn't let me watch Revenge of the Sith for a long.
Hello.
Interesting.
You gonna do the thing where
Oh, I thought you would like pull his nose, but yeah, I forgot that you could actually draw.
And you could mess with him.
Oh yeah, you could.
That's fun.
My gosh.
What? Go back here, and then you got Yoshi. And then wait, it's a rec room. Well, oh wait, was that like a bunch of mini games?
Yeah. Like she loves me, she loves me not.
Let's see.
Poker with.
Would you like to unlock more as you played the game more?
I think so, if I remember right.
Because there's like a lot of empty space in there.
Huh?
Looks like it costs.
I don't
know. No, that's what you can get. The poker ones, they did cost coins, like to gamble. Like you started out with coins, and then you could get more.
So funny.
All right. Yeah, new file. But yeah, by the way, we have like played Super Mario 64, the original one here, but. We've somewhat beaten it. We cheated. Did the backwards long jump.
Exploited it.
Yeah.
Exploited it.
We have to do it.
No, like for me though, it's like.
Are you trying to tell me to text you?
Because I don't know. I don't. The kind of stuff that I was exposed to as a little kid. Like I was younger than Caleb is now when I started working full time at the farm. So I heard things and saw things that probably weren't cool for an 8 and 9-year-old kid to learn and hear about.
That's where it started for me.
So yeah, exactly. And so in that regard, I have a little bit more, I think, leniency. Really, I believe that for anything, whether it's appropriate, inappropriate, any of that stuff, it all needs context.
Yes.
It all needs an explanation. Right? Whatever it might be. And so, if I can explain that context, then I'm good. Right? So that way, as long as like that first interaction is with the context, then it's okay. Like there's some things that is like, no, absolutely not. Right? Like it's like, but then again, my parents, by the time I was like young enough, they kind of checked out.
Oh, so, yeah.
Like, I mean, I say it jokingly, but like I ruined my dad's retirement, right? So like when I was a teenager, my parents would go to bed at the time they go to bed right now, 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night. That's it. So like sneaking out wasn't really sneaking out.
It was just leaving.
Yeah, essentially. It was that. It was South Park's on at 11 o'clock.
They're not gonna wake up.
No, none of that. But that's the kind of thing. So it's like, okay, how do I then get them
a run button.
That like make sure I'm present enough to provide context, and that's what is important to me. Because like some things, like I don't like Caleb watching Rick and Morty. I stopped watching Family Guy when he was little. Around it, yeah, exactly. And then like South Park, no, not with the kids. Wait, I'll watch the Christmas special one. Like I'll do that. This
is the musical.
I like the music, right? And honest to goodness, it's not really that bad.
What was it, Jerry or what?
No, not Jerry. Anything.
No Jerry.
Like that piece of.
No, Mr. Hanky the Christmas poop.
Yes.
But like being able to provide that context
of like why you're not supposed
of either why you're not supposed to do it or an explanation as to like what's going on is important, I think.
Yeah, because there's nothing more infuriating as a kid when your parents tell you no and do not give you a reason why.
Well, it's important to have that context because the thing is, if you have the time to explain the context, if you have time to explain the no, then when there's no time to explain the no, there's no question.
Yeah.
Because then they'll understand exactly why the no was said in the first place. Yep. It's establishing that, like
I think that's like a little bit of like respect, because if you respect your kid enough to explain why you're saying no,
because when you have the time to do it, you use the time to do it.
Yep.
It's the same thing with anything else. Like, if you have the time to explain it, do it, because then when you don't have the time to explain it. And it's an emergency situation or you need something to happen quickly, They're going to understand your thought process through it. And because
welcome home. Or no one's home. Scram.
There's
insert Jack
like with
here.
with my dad, for example, he's very much on the old school side of things, right? Obviously, his was always like, okay, my way or the highway, right? He's always like you. I know Eli jokes about farm grandpa and like vacation grandpa. He was always farm grandpa, right? Like farm dad, essentially. And so for me, I was like, you know what? I need more context and that's something that drove both my parents a little bit crazy, especially as I got older, because I would argue
I can touch
intelligently
Yoshi.
And explain my position with a certain lack of emotion because I wanted the context, because that's something that I wanted, because it's like, okay, no, why? Like let's figure out why. This is why I'm thinking this while we have time to do it. But instead it was like, no, just no. Right? Just like that.
Just listen to me.
Right.
I'm the parent, you're the kid.
Right.
Just listen.
Now, and that would drive them crazy. That's why, like, when I was a teenager, they said I was more trouble than the rest of them put together, which I disagree with.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Your mom stole the car for like a month, right? Like, your mom stole the car for like a month. Ben and Matt both had their licenses suspended. Ben got his girlfriend pregnant in high school, but we got brandy out of it, so I guess it's okay.
That is okay. That's okay.
Let's see. Jenny, same thing, got pregnant prior. Let's see.
My mom thinks that we are worse than our dog.
Yeah, I would agree.
Probably.
I would
my
agree.
gosh.
Millie listens to me. There's
I'm only not 9 years old. I'm only 2.
There's let's see. Sarah and Bonnie cause all kinds of trouble. Let's see. Like all these things. Zeke got expelled from school for doing stuff. Right.
What did he exactly do?
No, I'm not saying what he did.
Off camera.
Yeah, that's a like in my topic. But anywho, so he got. Well, I think he just got suspended. I don't think he got. He got expelled for it. Like all kinds of things, right? Like all these things. But I was more trouble because I could make a legitimate argument.
Yep, because you can stand up to your parents.
Because the thing is like I would never be. This is what would drive him crazy. Is I would never make an emotional decision. Mm-hmm. Right? It was always like, okay, what was this? And like, I think I've said this on this channel. When I was a high schooler, they left me alone all the time because it was like, okay, so what am I gonna do? Okay, I get up, I go to practice. Practice starts at 5 a.m. I get up, I go do that. I go to school. I get decent enough grades so I can keep playing football, wrestling, doing track, all that stuff. I enjoy doing that. As soon as I get out of work, oh yeah. As soon as I get out of work, or as soon as I go to school, I go to work. Yep. I work until 8 o'clock at night. I go home, I do my homework, and I go to bed as quickly as possible because I have to wake up at 4.
Yep.
Right? And so, my dad, and in that regard, my dad never had a curfew for me.
No.
I never had a curfew because...
Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
Because I knew I had to wake up on time. His only rule for me... And this was a little bit different because like Zeke had a different rule because Zeke had to go to bed on time. But it was like just don't be late for work. That was it. And on Saturdays, like, and then I didn't have a curfew, but like there were rules on the weekends. Like I could only hang out with my friends like one of the weekends. So either a Friday night or a Saturday night, but not both. And, that was just it because I had to go to work.
Yeah.
So, like, in that context, that's what I'd like to do because that taught me a lot about, well, just, like, having a schedule.
Discipline, a work ethic.
Well, even when I wrestle, like, Barbara thinks this is so crazy because she's like, and even, like, my brother-in-law was like, wait, you didn't have a curfew? No. I had to be up for practice on time because your guy hates being late for anything. Yeah. I hate being late for everything. So like I'd go
home from work.
That's not it. I'm late for things, not late for things that I'm supposed to be. When I get out of work late is because I'm trying to make money to help support your broke ass.
Hannah's gonna have to set you up.
No, he won't.
Yeah, maybe.
No, there's a So whenever this guy like is like, oh, I want to get something, I was like, well, I'll get you a job too, broke ass. But like, like I think that it's, I don't know, like like learning those lessons, like deciding that, hey, you know, I'm not going to be late for work. I was late for work at the farm one time.
In all the years you worked there?
I was probably late more than that, but one time that I can remember that like I think like there may have been a few like when I was in college, when I got out of school,
but that's understandable.
Later kind of thing, or hit traffic on my way back kind of thing. Like those kind, yeah, that happened. But like I never overslept and didn't come to work.
Oops.
That never happened. One time I was 9 and my dad made me ride my bike out there.
From here?
Yeah. So Zeke was late too. Like, cause he would come in, he'd say, bus is leaving in 20 minutes, whether you're on it or not. Right? That's what he'd say. And then you had to get up, get ready, and then get in the truck and go to work. It was like 4 freaking o'clock in the morning. Oh. Right? And so one day I overslept. He came in. I didn't do it, so he left. He went to work. And he was like, and so my mom, I was like, hey, can you take me to work? No, you're riding your bike. Okay. And I was his age. So, and Zeke was there. She's like, you'll be with your brother. It's okay. No cell phones. No nothing.
That's just, like what, 10 miles?
It's 11 total.
And you have to go over the freeway.
Do you want? No. This was back before there was. It was back before there was even a Walmart over there. So
there was. Oh yeah, like.
So the way we would get there, it was over the hill by the hospital, down over, go past One Man Band, hang a right.
And go under the freeway. Oh, okay, yeah.
And then you would cut under the freeway where my dad ran the track hoe into the freeway there. Fan-freaking-tastic day that was. But anywho, so we're riding out there, and like, so I was his age, right? Riding up the hill, the hospital hill there, on my bike. It sucked. Zeke was like way ahead of me.
Hey, look, that Goomba's wearing Mario's hat.
Oh, what a schmuck.
Oh, wait.
But
get back here.
So Zeke had passed me up.
I'm changing.
And so I was like back at the bottom of the hill. He was already at the top, and I was crying my eyes out because I was like, "Don't leave me behind." I was like so sad. And then I finally got to the top of the hill. He was like Zeke. Took you long. He was like, took you long. Yeah, like basically like that. We're like, I'm going as fast as I can. But then when we got out there, so get this. So we go out, we make that turn, right? So we head down the road after the stoplight there on Utah Avenue, and then there's a like you turn left at this church, right?
Yeah.
So we turn left to that church, and you know we're still going, and we're super late for work anyway, right? Like, we're riding our bikes out there. And then we saw, and I kid you not, dude. So, I don't know if you remember my dad's old blue Jeep.
The one that Evan had?
No, the one that JV had. Before it was, like, lifted. But, like, so we were driving along, and we saw this blue Jeep coming towards us, right? And I'm like, and so I'm thinking, oh, thank goodness he came to pick us up, right? But then, so this Jeep, it turns into this. So like off of that road as you're heading out there, there's like a U-turn or a street that turns off. It goes over into this neighborhood, hangs a left, and then comes back out, kind of a horseshoe attached to the road. So it turns in there. So I'm like, see, he's right down there. Let's go follow him. So we go like an extra mile, and it wasn't him. So we go over and like we pull over and like go back onto the road and just keep going out there. And tell about when we had to ride our bikes out to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like how I was crying on the giant hill and you were like way far ahead of me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then like when we thought Dad came to pick us up and we went on that like giant horseshoe like a mile out of our way. I realized that
Dad asked,
why'd you do that? We thought it was you. We thought you were there to pick us up.
Yeah. Well, when he first turned, I thought it was, it's a little shortcut or something.
See, I didn't think it was a shortcut. I thought he was waiting to pick us up. I had a little more faith in that.
Nah, it was more like, we gotta little shortcut, so we're good.
Oh, that's so
It was
funny.
not a shortcut.
Nope, it
It
wasn't.
was like an extra mile. We came out, like, no joke, after that horseshoe, we came out like 20 yards down from where we were before.
So were you
It
like,
was kind of like 50, 60 yards.
It was a ways, but like, dude, it was so freaking close. Like,
Where was Canal Road not a thing? Was Woodland Hills Drive or not? Or Elk Ridge Drive, was that like not back then?
Oh, I was there.
was it? Yeah, yeah.
Why
it
didn't you
was.
guys do that instead of going and like?
Well, we did. We went
Yeah, we went down here,
went
down
up,
all the way to the
all
stop
way
sign,
down to
Yep.
the stop sign.
hang a right,
And
Right.
hung a right.
and then turned
because-
left on the main road.
So you couldn't go on Canal Road,
We probably could have.
but you
But-
were 9 and 10, so
Yeah,
Well,
that
logic-
we
but
were
at
just
the
going
same
the we were
time,
just going the route that Dad drove
there's-
to work every day.
Yeah, Dad would go all the way across to Elkers Drive, all the way down to the main road.
Go
Then
out, take Utah Avenue,
Go by
the
the
hospital.
hospital and whatnot.
I mean that's kind of understandable. Yeah, just trying to make it as simple as possible
how
for you
sore were
guys.
your legs?
They were pretty sore. Luckily, he drove us home.
Yeah.
I thought for sure he was going to make us ride our bikes
Oh,
home.
dude.
Like all day. I was like all day that day. I remember being so worried because I'm like, yo, I don't know if I can make it.
Ezra.
Huh? No, I said I don't know if I can make it.
You dropped the F bomb.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
I said, oof, I don't know if I can make it.
You did.
I have to go back.
I'm like 90% sure.
Yeah,
I
I
did.
am
But,
like,
yeah, if it is, well edited. I apologize. I don't
It
think.
has more work for me.
I didn't hear anything.
Special
Yeah, it
delivery.
was-
No, I was kidding.
yeah,
That
especially
was
with
the
Caleb
first
out
and
here. I
last
don't
time
think.
that we ever woke up late.
Mm-hmm. Well,
The rest of the time we woke up on time and we didn't want to do that again.
not that trip again.
Heck, it took us what? Hour and a half, 2 hours?
I don't even remember. All day as far as I was
Felt
concerned.
like it.
My mom said this year I was gonna be riding my bike to school. I'm like, there's no freaking way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there
just
is.
down
It's
the hill.
downhill.
Hell.
Literally the whole way.
And uphill
Yeah.
would be kind of a pain, but
I know that.
Yeah, you had
Well,
to
it
ride
was a pain
back.
because we didn't have the mountain bikes or anything.
they were just little BMX bikes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I had
one gear.
BMX bike.
One,
and-
yeah.
No.
Yeah, we had that purple one, remember? I had that purple BMX bike.
Which one was I riding?
I think you were riding Dad's old
Yeah. Yeah, that old Schwinn one that was kind of like
that was half broken and half not.
yeah. It did
think
not
you had,
have
like-
brakes.
Yeah,
It only had like
brakes
front
and-
brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried
You
doing
had
that
like
down
two
the hill,
gears
man.
though.
Yeah.
If I remember right, you had 2 gears.
Maybe I didn't know how gears worked.
Yeah.
And
Like,
also,
that,
another reason why I didn't want to ride my bike to school is because of those bumps over there. Like those weird bar things.
Oh, the
Oh,
Cut
cattle
into
okay.
guard.
the- What?
oh, that's
Cattle
not
guard?
bad. If you hit it going like fast enough.
If you go straight on, then you're good.
Yeah, turn sideways.
If you turn
there's no way-
sideways, then you're screwed.
I mean, I could
Word.
probably use my electric scooter to go to school, but it's broken.
Yeah.
I could probably
No,
use that. And
Going
just-
all the way over there. That was rough. I was like going up that hill particularly sucked. The rest of it wasn't terrible. I mean, like everything up to that big hill up over by the hospital was okay. Because for the most part, it was downhill.
Yeah.
Like there was this hill here, downhill, all the way over to Elk Ridge Drive, downhill,
All the way to the
all the way over to there.
Basically all the way to the hospital.
Right, and then once you get to the hospital, you got like,
I'm just
With
glad we didn't
hills?
do the canal road.
I don't even remember how that one. I
Remember
wouldn't
canal
have.
road when you're going towards Payson? It's the hill that's not going straight up. It's on an angle and on the hill.
Yeah,
That
was
was really sucked.
that was great. Yeah, I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, that was the first and last time we woke up late.
Word. It's freaking ridiculous. I was like I was telling them, like, no cell phones, no nothing. Well, Dad Dad didn't have a, maybe he had that
Yeah.
brick.
You had the brick,
Yeah. Like one of those you had to wear like a satchel.
pretty much.
Like,
Well, that and then he had the radios, remember?
I remember the radio.
Oh.
Not in the Jeep.
Oh, I forgot about
No.
this room. Okay.
What was the white? I don't think I ever figured out what the white door was for.
Was that Yoshi's? It's locked. Everything is quiet on the other side.
It's a blue one.
It's locked. Someone is growling on the other side. Mario.
Wario's just like scratching at the door.
He's just breaking wind in there.
Hey, someone let me out! Someone's calling for help on the other
Oh,
side.
Peach.
Somebody's crying on the other side for Luigi.
Someone is shrieking on the other side.
Oh, that's
goodness.
funny.
This is like a jab at Luigi. You said there was a white door?
Well, yeah. And I'm going through this stained glass window.
Yep. This was one of my favorite things. Was this freaking slide?
Gosh, you know, the DS is such a good console, man. Like, that's
I
like,
wasn't really a fan of it.
well, because like,
But you had a Switch to compare
yeah.
it to. We had
Right.
nothing to compare
right,
it
we
to.
had like a Game Boy Advance to compare it to, and even the DS would play Game Boy Advance games.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was the crap back then.
I didn't.
Whoa! I didn't even have to do the shortcut thing.
I didn't like how with the later, like with the 3DS, so they took away the Game Boy Advance feature.
Yeah, that sucked.
I did not like that because like what was nice with the DS is, and they were both in the same spot. Like you just put the thing in the top, right, the actual cartridge, and then there was like the bottom one, and you could pull it out, put the Game Boy Advance cartridge in there, and you're like golden. You're like ready to
Yeah,
go.
2 games in 1.
Right, exactly.
Did
Like
you have
that
an
was so
old
cool.
red one?
Yes,
Because
that's
this is the original DS.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
picture
this-
right here is
yeah.
the original.
Yeah.
I had a black one that was like the
Okay.
Gen 2 of this.
No, black and blue.
was I the
right?
only one? So like those two like rubberized things on the top, like that would like cushion it as it would shut.
Did you take those off?
No, am I the only one that like would just sit there as the game was loading and like just mess with those and try to like squish them?
Nah, I did that.
Yeah,
I
like
did that too.
like I didn't pick them off or anything like that. I knew some kids that did that, but like I think like I would just like mess with them. But
That's
like
funny.
even just the design. Okay, power button, fantastic. It's right there. You even have bumpers, and then like Mario Kart DS.
That was so
I also
much
have
fun.
it on here.
100% one of my favorite Mario Kart games
It's Mario Kart
to
DS.
date.
Yep.
next to like Mario Kart 8 and the original Mario Kart.
I think Mario Kart Wii is my number one.
Mario
Just
Kart
with the
Wii.
steering wheel, like the actual steering wheel attachment, the motion control it's fun.
See, I was never anything with motion control
Yeah.
Oh, that was
makes me
sucked.
rage. I am not a fan of that because
See, my cousins called me because they needed help with something because they couldn't aim well in Breath of the Wild with the bow. I'm like, bro, you have motion controls turned on.
there's motion.
Turn off motion controls and you're set.
See, that's why I don't anything like I don't do well with motion controls. I feel like they're always either too sensitive or counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too sensitive.
Like, as you're
Like,
like
you were
trying to
literally
do it.
holding them still and it'll just go.
Well, and that's the funky thing. And then like there's always at some point where your gyroscope gets turned around.
I hate that so
Like
much.
it just this is how it feels like every time. So like I don't know. The last real
See,
motion control.
controls on Mario Kart, I don't really have a problem with. But when it comes to like, I don't know, like shooting games with the bow, it's just not good.
So I think
When it comes to, like, Breath of the Wild or Breaker.
the last motion control game that I played that I was like, you know what, I really enjoy this was Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Dead serious.
I
Like
never played Wii Sports, but I want to.
I'll get Nintendo Switch Sports or what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
Nintendo
Yeah,
Switch Sports.
essentially yeah, it's
Nintendo
that.
Sports. I think.
But it's like that was the last one that I really really enjoyed it.
Like it actually worked.
Right.
It like worked very well.
Right. I think and I think honestly like as far as the Switch goes, it handled motion controls as well as anything really.
You mean the Wii?
Yeah, I thought that we did a great job
Yeah,
with
I
it.
did. Like they implemented it into everything though. Like the Lego games had motion control, like
I didn't know
aspects
that.
like that. The whole thing, like if you're playing like Lego Star Wars, you can aim your blaster with it. It was just they implemented it into a lot of things because that was the staple of it.
Right.
That was like was that the first motion control type game?
No, there was the iToy.
Yeah, that was with PlayStation, right?
Yeah. And we could never figure out how to get that thing to work.
What,
Like,
iToy?
Yeah. Like connecting it in and actually like making it work well and effectively. Like, I don't know if you remember it. We probably played the iToy maybe 5 times total.
Really?
Yeah. Dead serious. Like, I can remember maybe 2 specifically. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think like 5 Total.
Maybe we ought to play that again.
The iToy?
Yeah,
You still have it?
I think so.
You still have a PS2, right?
Yeah.
I think there's one down here. I don't think we have an iToy down here anymore.
Oh, I was looking through.
Yeah, the
I was
disc.
looking for the GameCube the other night. Yeah, found your iToy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's up in the cupboard?
Yeah.
Oh, good deal. All right, so maybe we can use it, but that was so like. But then again, back then we were trying to do it, and I mean, how old were we? We're like 10, 11 maybe. We didn't know how to even hook up the game to the TV effectively, right? Like with the like red, yellow, and white cords or whatever.
That was pretty self-explanatory.
Yo, oh exactly. Well, you'd think,
But
not to these guys.
Yeesh.
Dang.